Hello, I'm gonna be answering where I found all the information for my questions. Um, a lot of the questions are answered from personal experience, like not me being homeless. It was people that I know that are homeless. Working in downtown, I get to meet a lot of people, and unfortunately, not all of them are living their best life. So let's get right into it. My first question was, how many people experience homelessness each year in Chicago. I found this information by use this Chicago Collation. They basically show data graphs of how many people experience homelessness in 2024. I saw like 18,000 people were reported homeless that year. It also shows there was an 18% increasement from 2023 to 2024. They show all type of data information on that website. It's really useful. I'm definitely gonna be using it for my speech later on. They even show new 2025 data, but the year's still not over, so I'm assuming it'll be updated soon. My second question was, how do unsheltered people, go through the weather, and like the type of, like, what's the fatal records? From this website, it shows that many people actually do die, especially during winter storms, because they're unsheltered. Or they also suffer from heat stroke. In Chicago, the summer gets extremely hot, so the website explains that since some people don't have like blankets, they don't have jackets, they don't have any of that, and then for the summer they don't have water, they're overheating, they have infections going on. So there is a lot of reported deaths because of that issue. And it's basically explaining like, oh, if we can build more shelters, provide AC, provide jackets for the unfortunate, that can bring the number down by a lot. My third question was public safety and health impacts expanding shelters. Me personally, I use a website, but I can speak about this without sourcing anything. I go to school in downtown. I work in downtown. I always see how polluted it is. I always see homeless people, like on the ground sleeping. I see them. I see feces everywhere. Even when you walk in certain areas, it smells really bad because they're using the bathroom. What else? Sometimes you can even see the needles that they are using, the drugs they are endorsing. So it definitely puts the public safety into risk. If little kids can be walking around the area and they can see all those bad injections, and working downtown, I get to see that almost every day. It's rare when the city's clean. My fourth question was the type of shelters that will work in U.S. type of shelters that works in major U.S. Cities. So this was an article from Allison Harsh for Savannah Morning News. Basically, she was explaining that they are working on many shelters that is working across America, and that it's basically acknowledging that America has a huge like homeless problem, and they're just going through like what kind of solution they are working to like expand the shelters even more, even like they're basically just like, it's an organization that's building shelters across America, and they want to like expand it to like other countries, because it's not only America that has a homeless problem. My last question is funding options for shelters expansions. This was actually an article from the city of Chicago from the mayor. Basically, he has a plan that's gonna take in effect very soon. Actually, it was meant. I think it's gonna be ready for next year, from what I read. Basically, he's funding around 40 million to motorized homeless shelters throughout the city, which is very helpful. I have this one guy at work that tells me that it's really hard to get into a shelter. It's not organized. It's really like it's cheap. You can tell they need a lot of work. So with this, it's basically showing that like a lot of shelters are gonna get are gonna be getting the funds that they need to expand it and to make it more like less risk. I don't know how to say, like, make it more, provide more safety to it, and provide more food, clothing, beds, and hopefully like some plans that can help them get back on their feet. So yeah, those are basically my questions.